After the Overwatch League was laid to rest late last year, Blizzard took some time to think of the new future for Overwatch esports. And earlier today they gave us a first glimpse of what that will be. And it is looking very good. Let's dive in. Hey guys, I'm Deemzies from the Omnic Post. Overwatch esports has been going through a bit of a rough patch ever since the pandemic took the wind out of the sails for the Overwatch League. But as I discussed in earlier videos, the core of the issue is that it was a very ambitious project that was hijacked and crashed by Bobby Kotick and his greedy plans. But you know what? Kotick is gone. And yeah, the Overwatch League dream was buried. So Blizzard is coming with a new esports offering. And earlier today they announced that esports offering in a new blog and a video. The Overwatch Champions series, or OWCS for short. Well, I have been critical about the execution of the Overwatch League. If it had been a little less ambitious, and if it wasn't artificially inflated to be something bigger than it was, it could have been something beautiful. I'm going to miss it. But after the announcement they made today, I'm going to miss it a little less. Because that new offering, the OWCS, yeah, I still need to get used to that. It is looking pretty good. And it is actually starting very soon, but more about the start date later in the video. You know what? It is actually looking exactly as I proposed in my last video. Yeah, I'm not going to say that they stole our ideas, but nah, of course, I'm kidding. It was the most optimistic scenario we had, and I think a lot of people had. And I guess that is exactly what they went for. They outsourced most of the production to a series of organizations locally because it has a regional setup, and for every region they have a different organization helping them out. These are all organizations that they have worked with in the past, so they are pretty familiar with each other. Now the regions are North America, EMEA, which is Europe, North Africa and the Middle East, and Asia, which is actually subdivided in Japan and South Korea and the Pacific. But with all of these companies, there's less of a grip of control, which I think is a step forward. The second step forward is that it is no longer a franchise model, but rather a series of open regional tournaments. Any team can sign up to join the tournament using the Faceit platform, which is the new partner of the OWCS, and that will help them to set up the tournaments in North America and EMEA. From what I've heard, it not only will enable you to sign up, to find players, to find teams, to generate lobbies, to invite people. It is apparently quite awesome. Now, between the different stages, there's 4 stages in total. Teams can jump in and out as they want, but the main goal, of course, is to become the regional champ and to be selected for the 2 big international events that they're doing. One is the majors that will be held right after stage 2 in May, June at DreamHack in Dallas, after which they'll take a 2-month break during July and August to start again with stage 3 in September. And then there's the second big international event, which is the OWCS Finals, which will be happening in November at DreamHack in Stockholm. So Europe is getting some love. I like it. Now, you're probably wondering where you can watch these matches. And yeah, they will be broadcasted. Not all of them. I think as further as we go into the tournament, the high-profile matches will get a bigger chance to be broadcasted. But they're going to share more details on all of that in a later blog. And same goes for the info on the rewards for viewers of those broadcasts. Now, I know that a lot of people are kind of skeptical and that the viewership of Overwatch esports has been dropping, but look, I was part of the Overwatch World Cup for Belgium, and one thing I noticed is that people enjoy stories about those underdogs climbing up the ladder and ending up in the finals. And it doesn't even matter if they're from a different region or if you know these people. These stories just inspire players, like Overwatch does itself. And I'm convinced that with this open format, we're going to see some interesting plot twists over the next few months. I can't wait. As I said at the start, I am optimistic about this new format. I know for a fact that there are some very ambitious organizations and teams out there that take this very seriously, that have been taking all of this very seriously for the last few years, but they always hit that ceiling of the tier 1 being a franchise model. And that is gone. Any team could potentially become the big champion this year. Well, any good team. I mean, everybody can sign up, but that doesn't guarantee you anything. And there are certain restrictions, but they are all quite regional, in the sense that most of your team needs to be from the region that you're playing in, for instance. And while we're talking about the topic of regions, I know that is also going to be a question for my friends in South America, for instance. As Blizzard is kind of working the details out of what the needs are for all these different regions that they're not servicing right now, there will be ways for you to sign up in North America, which is not ideal, but from what I understand, they are definitely working on a solution. Because again, they have a really open approach to all of this. In that video I made a few months ago, I asked for a bottom-up story, and I think that is what we got. It's kind of like calling all heroes excel. Made a lot of extra bells and whistles, hopefully. Look, I got to look into the eyes of the people that are responsible for all of this, and yeah, you could see their enthusiasm. They were excited and a tiny bit nervous, understandably so. But in a way, it felt like they were relieved that they were allowed to kind of set it up in this way. I don't want to call this the first effect of them being released from the clutches of Bobby Kotick, but you can draw your own conclusion. But again, me, I'm optimistic. And also slightly cautious, of course. But the thing is, we'll find out soon enough. Because in North America and EMEA, the qualifiers for Stage 1 are already starting in March. And Asia is actually starting in February. That is in just a few weeks. What I'm thinking is that it is time to get your teams together, guys. This is it. Anyways, what do you think about the Overwatch Champions series? Let me know in the comments. A big thank you to my patrons for their support. You guys are legends. And you too can become part of the Omnic Post family over on patreon.com/the Omnic Post. Check out this video in which I talk about the fact that Overwatch is going to change a lot in the next few years. And now we need to brace ourselves. But above all, make sure to subscribe. Alright, take care of yourself, take care of each other. Bye bye.